and this is the life of Rich and Jay. Our channel is concerning us being Airbnb hosts. We talk about travel, our relationship, and now we're on a weight loss journey. A little bit about us: we have been married for 9 years. This year in March, we'll be married for 9 years. This is both of our second marriage, so we've had ups and downs in our prior marriage, and we've also had challenges in our current marriage. And although we're navigating the world of marriage, we wanted to have a way for you guys to get to know us. I see our subscribers are kind of growing, and we do have people that are viewing and not subscribing. So I do want to say just go ahead and subscribe, like our channel, and comment. So we want to come to you today with a little bit of things that we do in our marriage. And these are things that are not non-negotiables, but things that we have learned throughout the time that we've been together in our marriage that is holding strong for us. We're not sure that this is what other people go through, but this is what's working for us right now. And so I wanted to start out with the first thing that we have in our marriage that we actually do. And what we do is we have to kiss each other every morning before we leave. We both work full time jobs, and we are both going separate ways. So we will make sure that we end our mornings with a kiss. We never leave each other without a kiss, even if it's a weekend and we're going separate ways. We make sure that we have a kiss. We also greet each other after work with a kiss, because you've had a hard day at work. We make sure that when you come home to love, you leave to love, and that way you have it. It should just go throughout your day. And then at night before we go to bed, we make sure that we end our evening with a kiss, because the stress of work is one thing, but the stress of home is something totally different. And so at night, we have our time together, our time that we're winding down, and we need to show each other that we still love and appreciate each other. And so we do end our night with a kiss. We did not always do that, and we used to just say bye and be done with it and move on, and then come back and hey, how you doing, and we just go ahead. But now, before kids, before anything, we walk in the door and we walk to each other, and we're going to greet each other with a kiss, and we put our relationship, our marriage first.
It's funny because it tend to do it without even knowing sometimes. So it's you go throughout the day, you think about it. You think sometimes you leave in the morning, you think about that kiss, and I would like to know some of the things that you guys do that you don't don't even notice that you do it. Actually, then so let's talk about the second thing. I would say the second thing would be I notice that I'm always driving. No matter where we go, I could drive 2 hours to work, 2 hours back home, and if we have to go to the store, it's big driving, and I'm like, oh man, I'd be tired and everything. You know how it goes, but you know what? Sometimes we gotta do what we gotta do, right?
And I have to say that he does do the majority of the driving. I appreciate him so much. I'm not a fan of his driving. He's aware that I'm not a fan of his driving. He does have times that he drives a little fast. The music might be a little over the top, maybe a little louder than most people. I don't know what type of music he's going to listen to today. Um, but for the most part, he gets us from point A to point B, and I don't know how this became something that he does, but he does it.
I'm the type of person. Listen, I listen to music in the car, depending on how my feeling is for that day. Um, I'm like I said, 2 hours of going and 2 hours coming back of driving. So my music gotta sound amazing. I gotta feel like I'm in a concert driving, and no matter where we're going. I know she don't like it sometimes, so you gotta switch up the playlist a little bit. You know, that R&B for the Bay. Playlist. Check it out.
The third thing that we do is Richard makes our drinks. Not only does he make our drinks, if we go anywhere, he's ordering our drinks. Um, he's suggesting our drinks. And the reason why we got to that is that when I started
at all.
just despise alcohol. I didn't like the smell. I didn't like the taste, and I'm still not a big drinker. I am not. I don't know what the spirits are. I don't know all of that stuff. So he has orchestrated a palette for me for things that I can drink socially when we're out, when we're doing business. Apparently, that's what people do, and so I have to trust him. I do not tend to drink any alcohol unless I am with my husband. It's not a control issue. It's just because I know that I'm not a big drinker. It's not something that I need to do on a regular basis. And I know that I trust him with my entire life and being. And so therefore I trust that whatever he's making me is going to be what I need. Will it be something that is over the top or strong or things I won't like? No, he knows exactly what it is. So I have tried though to make drinks. I've tried to get better with the drinks and make concoctions and put some things together, and I've always been denied, but I have tried. So we're going to put that on the list today as something that my husband does.
Listen, I like to make the drinks because then we I get to watch what I'm giving her, make sure it's not too strong sometimes, because like she said, she's not a drinker. So, but the good thing is, being that we're married, we know each other's each other's limits. So, I know her limit, she knows mine. We can talk to each other, we can gauge it, and then we can tell, like, if we're at a business event, if one of us had a little bit too much, it's usually uh, one of us will catch and watch each other's back. And just because you have free drinks, that doesn't mean to drink as much as you want. You got to learn to manage it. All right. So, what our fourth thing is, it would be she's always doing the laundry. Listen, y'all, don't like to do the laundry. You know, though I'll go put it in the washer. I don't like folding. I feel like that takes too long. And then you gotta fold it this way, you gotta put it that way to make sure it fits in the drawer or put it in the hanger the right way. Which way you gonna face the shirt in the closet? You gonna face it this way or you gonna face it that way? Who knows? I just let me put it in the washer. But she does the laundry most.
And when it comes to the laundry, it's not something that, oh, I have to do it, but I just have this anxiety about dirty laundry creating a smell. And we keep our laundry in our closet, and I just like, okay, it's gonna smell up the rest of the clothes. So I don't like to do that, but I just feel like I have to get it done, and I'd rather get it done out the way and have things kind of in order. But a funny story is when we first started to live together, Richard made a statement because he would take a bath, he would have a towel, and then he would say, "Where's my towel? It's been 2 days, and I keep getting new towels. I don't understand that." And I'm like, "Yeah, I clean the towel because it's wet. Like, why wouldn't you clean the towel?" And his thing is, I don't understand why you keep washing these towels. And so I kind of didn't even realize I was doing it to that point, and I wean it out a little bit more now. But it was a huge issue where it was just like I keep looking for my towel, and you take the towels and you clean them, and so it's not an OCD issue. It's just I don't like strong smells. I don't like bad body odor. I don't like I don't like to smell things that are unpleasant. And so before it gets that way in my home, I will tend to clean it. And so we don't have an argument about it because he hates laundry and I would do the laundry. That's how we got to where we are today. I just felt like that would be dirty. If you
It's all right.
use it on your body, then that's dirty.
I'm not complaining. I get a clean towel every time.
Yeah, I mean, I replace it. I just, yes. And the last thing, it's not the least, because we can probably go on, but the last thing is that Richard takes out the garbage the majority of the time. We do have a 17-year-old son. We have adult children, but we have a 17-year-old son, and it's his job to take out the garbage. However, if there is times, most times, that he's not doing the chore he's supposed to be doing. Richard has talked about smells, and that's an issue for me to have those things that smell. So Richard is like, okay, if it's not done, I want to get it done. Then I'll talk to my son later. And I like the fact that he at least respects that I have that issue with smells and things like that, or something overflowing. And I also have an issue with bugs and rodents and things like that. That's a whole nother video. But, he will make sure that it is done, and then he'll deal with my 17-year-old later. But I can say that for the majority, he makes sure that that is out. There are very few times that that's something that I have to do. And when he travels quite often, that is something that I would do when he's out, but when he's home, he's going to make sure that that's done.
Funny because talking about 17-year-old son, I don't care how many times you tell them, hey, that's your chore. Throw out the trash. You know what they'll do is just take the main trash. What about the rest of the trash in the house? Did they forget about it? Yeah. But like I said, go make sure we check out the trash. And I'm gonna say I'm not perfect because there'll be some times if I'm leaving early in the morning and we rushing, I grab all the bags, take everything out, take it out the bin, and then I forget to put a bag back in. You know, that's hey, you forgot, or you end up dumping something and there's no bag in there. But I'm not perfect. We move, but do try to make sure it gets out every day. Now we still be working on the recycle bin type thing. We stack up the bottles, and but we make sure it gets done. Like she said, she doesn't really like the smells. Try to make sure the house smells good, and when you have your trash sitting around for a while, it brings about smells. Now the funny thing is, she said she don't like rodents and everything, y'all. It was a lizard. I get it. No, it's playing. But yeah,
Another video.
I'll be on another video.
Yes. But I thank you guys for taking your time out to get to the end of our video and getting to know us a little bit better. If you guys have any comments below, if you have some experiences that are like this, or maybe you have some things in your marriage that you absolutely do in your marriage, just drop a comment down below and let us know what those are. And we're going to come back to you with another video, but we appreciate that you were here for our very first relationship marriage video.